Hello, this is Lynn Madajan from Madajan's Herbals, and we were planning on, I was planning on doing a 20-minute class on color magic. Somebody asked about having a class on crystals, and so I decided that we would start at the very beginning and start talking about color, and then we'll go from color to crystals and from crystals to candle magic. So for the next couple of weeks, this is what we're going to be talking about during the Wisdom from Grans. Now, in light of everything that happened today in Washington, D.C., I also am going to do a little bit of candle magic at the end. So I tried to post that I was going to do this, but I don't think it went all the way through. If you have a blue candle and you want to join me, that'd be great. If you don't have a blue candle, because this obviously was rather last minute, then if you can just send your energy here to me when I do this candle magic, and then you can pick up another candle, down the line and do it when it's convenient for you. This isn't it has to be done at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. This is something that's going to go from over the next 2 weeks. Is what we're going to want to do is on and off. What we're trying to promote is peace and getting along and a peaceful transition. So that's what we're going to do today. It is, so let's start out talking about color magic. And color magic is using the color spectrum and the intention of each color to invoke its magical response. It layers a bit more complexity to any magic that you're doing and adds another layer of energy vibration as well. Just kind of, stacking the cards in your favor. Now, how can you use color magic? You can use it in the color of the stones that you choose to use. You can use it in candles, like we're going to be doing a little bit later. You can use it in the color of your clothes. You can use it on colors on your altar, flowers or the altar cloth or anything of that nature. And you can use it in glamour magic. Now, people have been using color magic for years, even if they didn't know it. So if you're looking at, for example, if you have a favorite suit that you wear on job interviews, or if you have a favorite color of lipstick that makes you feel confident, that's using the energy of those colors to further your end goal. Now, hospitals and jails have been using color magic for years. They figured out that the green in jails is a calming color, and so it helps keep things a little bit calmer. If you put red and yellow together, they clash, and typically people will get less calm. So it is something that the scientists have been using, something that people in general have been using. It is, and oftentimes they're using it not realizing that it's magic. So an easy way to experiment with color magic is to bring flowers into your house. Look at the different colors of the flowers and bring them in, and that way you don't have to use a whole lot of decorations or anything of that nature. The shop are colors of fall, and so they are nature-based colors. Nature-based colors oftentimes bring calm as well. And so that's what we have in the shop. So every time you come into the shop and you say, wow, it's really calming in here. It's always wonderful energy. part of that energy is the colors that I painted in that in that shop. So there's some sage green, there's some orange that is like a calendula color of orange. And I think there's some dark brown in the back room. I can't remember right now. But that helps with the general mood and tone set in the room. So if you look at your house and you say, wow, what colors are in my house? I have, again, I've got the fall colors here in my house. And because for me, those speak to my soul, and it makes me very comfortable being where I am at. Now, if we look at the individual colors, and we look at what the energy vibration of those colors are, I want to talk about a rainbow. Because a rainbow occurs as a result of the interaction between sunlight, water, and air. Now, sunlight is considered white light. The reason that we find these, that we see the rainbows, is because typically the rainbows happen when the sun is shining during a rainstorm. If it's all dark clouds, you're not often going to see. The sun doesn't come through, so it cannot refract through the sun, through the raindrops, and you don't get the rainbow. So the steps to forming a rainbow, I actually typed this out because I wanted to make sure that I gave you the exact right information. So the formation of a rainbow is when the white light from the sun hits water droplets at a certain angle. The angle formed is very crucial, since it determines whether or not the rainbow will be formed. Rainbows form mostly at dawn or late afternoon, since that's the best if the sun is low in the sky rather than high in the sky, and it provides the ideal angle for the rainbow. When the angle is not appropriate, you won't see the rainbow. Now, some of the sunlight is reflected. When the rays from the sun strike or come into contact with the droplets of water, the light from the sun is reflected. In the process, the light obeys the law of reflection. It can be better understood when we see through a glass window, but at the same time, our own reflection can be seen. This is because the window both transmits and reflects light, just like water does. The rest of the light that isn't reflected gets refracted. The light that is not refracted crosses the boundary layer of air and water and slows down, since water is denser than air. The reduction of the speed makes the path of the light to bend, which is called the refraction. This is the normal reason why rainbows are curved or bent towards the normal line. Excuse me. White light splits into different colors. When the light is made up of white light is made up of a spectrum of colors, each having its own wavelength. During wavelengths, different wavelengths travel at different speeds while they encounter a change in the medium that is denser or less dense. The speeds are affected by different amounts. Hence, the colors separate. They don't just mishmash. This phenomenon is known as dispersion, and this is why the rainbow has different colors and not just one. When the light hits the water to air interface at the rear of the raindrop, it forms an angle. If the angle of incidence is greater compared to the critical angle, total internal reflection occurs and the rainbow can be seen. Whereas if the angle is lesser than the critical angle, the rainbow formed will not be visible. As the light exits the raindrop, the speed changes again, since at this point the movement of the light is away from the denser water to the less dense air. The speed is enhanced. The rise in speed causes the light waves or path of light to bend away from the normal line. This is another example of refraction. The refraction contributes to the shaping of the rainbow. That's why sometimes you'll see a whole arc, and sometimes it's partial arc. I've actually seen a circle at one point in time. As the rays get refracted, once more, the various wavelengths are affected to different extents and enhance the clear formation of the rainbow colors. With the further separation of the component colors of white light and refraction, the definite colors and shape of the rainbow are visible. So what this is telling you is that white, the color white, is the presence of all colors. So when you're doing candle magic, or when you are doing glamour magic, if you're wearing white, or your candle is white, you've got every single color covered. And so whatever end result you're looking for, it is going to be a little bit more available to you. So if you're doing a spell that has several different components, one of prosperity, one of love, one of confidence, a white candle is going to be working good for you because it's got all of those colors in there. Now, the name of the rainbow, because some schools teach this and some schools don't, but the name of the rainbow is Roy G. Biv. That's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And that's the colors from the bottom to the top of the rainbow. It's also the colors of your chakras, from the root chakra up to your crown chakra. Red, orange, yellow, green and pink, blue, indigo, and violet. So we're going to talk a bit about the chakras so that you can see what colors are doing what things. Now, your root chakra is red. That's stability. That's your fight or flight. And so red stones generally mean grounding and stability and protection, because that's what that chakra works with. If you go up to the orange chakra, that's your sacral chakra, and it is creativity. So it's the womb area of the woman. It is where your creativity comes from. When you dig down deep and you find what you're writing or painting or whatever, that's creativity. It also is communication, because creativity is a means of communication. You go up one more and you're right about here at your solar plexus, and that is a solar plexus, the solar plexus chakra. And this is yellow. Now, this talks about your power center. It talks about clarity, and it talks again about communication. So a yellow stone will work with focus, with clarity, the yellow color, focus, clarity, and courage. So that's a real important one, because we don't always have the courage of our convictions, and that means that your yellow is a little bit less. Now, orange, I didn't say. The orange stones talk about creativity and communication. Now you go up one more and you're at your heart chakra. The heart chakra has two colors, green and pink. The pink is self-confidence, love of yourself, good self-esteem. The green is love for others. It is, and so the rose quartz is something that you carry if you need some help in the self-esteem and self-love arenas. The green stone you would carry if you are trying to attract the love of somebody else, or prosperity. It is because that is part of the whole heart thing, is your prosperity as well. The next one is your throat, and if you use the throat is blue, so it's the blue portion of the rainbow, and that is telling your personal truth. So again, it's communication, but it's being honest about who you are and not who society thinks you should be. So sodalite, lapis, those are good stones that are going to help you with that. Go up one more and you're at your third eye. Your third eye is your intuition and your gut feeling. It is, now oftentimes in chakra sets, you will see, even though it says it's indigo, you'll see like an amethyst and purple. So the third eye is either a deep blue like lapis or a purple stone like amethyst. And that helps to open your third eye, allow you to see what's coming to you, open up your intuition so that you believe in it better. And the top of your head, the crown chakra, is where the soft spot in a baby's skull is. And that is connection to spirit. And it is generally used, a clear quartz is generally used for that. And that is, not only is it the connection to spirit, but clear quartz is like the mother of all stones, and it impacts and strengthens any other stones that you're using, as would the color white if you were wearing white, because it has the presence of all colors. So it has the white, but then it has a little bit of each of the other colors so that it's making it stronger in your body. Now stones, as we get into crystals a little bit later, they have other properties beyond the basic colors of the rainbow. But that is going to get you started, because then you'll know what you are... if you want to add stones, it's a real easy, quick, I need something grounding, so I'll get a red stone or a black stone or a brown stone. I think that when we talk about the stones, if you can have the 7 or 8 colors of the rainbow with you, it is so the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the pink, and the blue, and then the purple and the white ones. Then we'll be able to touch them, and you'll be able to feel how they look. Amy, you've got a question here, and it is a good green stone to carry would be serpentine. It would be calcite, green calcite. Calcite comes in all different colors. And I think that we're going to go deeper into those things a little bit later in terms of, next week, actually, on Monday. So, but we wanted to start with the colors so that you know what it is. Now, the one color that we didn't talk about is black. And black is the absence of color. And so you use black candles when you want to banish something, when you want somebody to, or something to move away from you and stay away. That's why negative energy, you'll use black. So in terms of stones, that would be hematite or shungite or black tourmaline or a lodestone. Those are all good ones that you would carry for that. Black is not inherently evil. I mean, people use the words black magic, and I think when they use that, then they think that anything that's black is evil. And so if you're burning a black candle, no, you're not cursing somebody. You are moving their energy away from you because it's not good energy for you. It is one of the things that's kind of fun is if you get a bowl of stones, and I've got a big bowl of stones, and I've got a box of stones, and I've got a lot of stones. But if you close your eyes, so if you've got a good selection of small stones, and you close your eyes and you pull out like 7 stones, you can do a reading with your chakras, and you'll see which ones you don't, which colors you don't have, because you're not going to get one of everything. So you look at what stones do you have a whole lot of, and which one is that do you have too many, and are you way too open or way too closed, or are you the more you have of the individual colors, the more in sync that you are. And I think that perhaps next week when we do that, I'll show you how to do that with one of my bowls or boxes of stones. If you have something going on over the next week, wear colors that you think are going to be helpful for you. So right now, and this is a little bit of a segue, there's a lot of angst, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of not knowing what it is that is going to happen, and so I will tell you that I was a little bit unsettled today. Now, that's why we're using blue, because blue is also peaceful and brings peace. Now, if you are finding yourself a little bit traumatized right now, or very anxious, start wearing blue, and recognize that you're wearing blue. Or wear purple, because purple reaches out to spirit, and see if that doesn't help you with a little bit better connection with spirit. You're going to be perhaps a whole lot more comfortable. So look at what you're wearing and pay attention to your emotions. So if you find, wow, today I'm getting really irritated with a whole lot of people, look and see what you're wearing. Now today I was wearing red and black. So red and black are not comforting colors. They are grounding, but they also are passion and excitement, and can be anger. Perhaps I should not have worn red today, because I didn't know what was going on, and so it was and I didn't get mad at anybody, but I was considerably more anxious. Now, what we're going to do next, because we're coming to the end of our time, I've got my blue candle here, and I've got Lavender Essential Oil. Now, you can use cooking oil. You can use cooking oil that you've put a couple of drops of essential oil in. You can use just the plain essential oil, if that's what you want to do. And I decided tonight I was going to use just the essential oil, because lavender is calming, and it is and it helps you relax and let go a little bit. So I wanted to do as strong as I can, so that I can see if that doesn't work a little bit better. Now, if you, like I said, if you have a white candle or if you have a blue candle and you want to do this, I would love for you to do it. The idea is we are going to send calming peace and love out to the United States in general, and try to get everybody to be more peaceful. We're going to do it on and off between now and the 20th, when the inauguration is supposed to happen, and we want it to be a peaceful transition, regardless of how it turns out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take and put a couple of drops of essential oil on my fingers. So you can't see but they're a little bit oily. Now what I want you to do is close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths. So we'll take one deep breath, hold it, and let it out. Take another deep breath, hold it, and let it out. And one more. Hold it and let it out. Now drop your shoulders and just think for a second about how you feel. Are you a little bit more calm? Are you a little bit more grounded? Now I would like for you to think about peace, visualize a peaceful transition of power, visualize people not being afraid anymore and ready to move forward. Now, if you're doing a candle, take the candle and go from the middle to the top and say peace and love as above, and put it on all four corners. So I've got my thumb and my finger going up and then going up again. So that's as above, and then hold it and so below. So it's peaceful up in the spirit and in the ethers world, and it's also going to be peaceful here on this dimension and plane. Now, we talked a little bit last week or Monday, about the moon and where the moon is and how that makes it a little bit easier and better. The moon right now is in the waning phase. And so the intent here is not only for peace to come, but for dissent and anger and hate to go away. So that's how we're tying it into the waning moon, is we want the hate and the dissent to go away. I'm going to reach around here and get my lighter. Again, this is creative. This space here is actually a sacred space because I've been doing a lot of magic in this area. And we've been doing a lot of classes in this area. So I'm not going to do a circle. I'm just going to light the candle, and then I'm going to let the candle burn all the way down. When the candle burns all the way down, then I'm going to take it outside and bury it. Now you can use any candle. You can use a white candle. You can use a blue candle. You can use a candle that is, this one is a votive. You can use a tea light. You can use a chime. You can use a pillar. I'm planning on doing it a couple of times over the next 2 weeks, and so I'm using smaller candles. So now, think about peace, and think about the dissent waning, and send that energy to me as I light my candle. Okay, there it is. So I'll leave this on the dining room table, which is where I am right now, and it'll probably be, I will probably be going to bed before it burns down, so I'll put it then up on the mantle so it's a little bit safer. Thank you so very much for joining me. Remember to look at the colors that you're wearing and over the next 5 days, and look at how it makes you feel. Write it down, and then when we come back on Monday, you can post here and say, I noticed when I was wearing red, I was more energized and I was able to do more things than what I want, than what I would think. And it is, and then or I wore blue and green, and I was very calm, cool, and collected. I see another couple of questions here, so I'm going to pick this up so I can see it. The same thing with your last week's candle is you want to go ahead and bury it. Now, if you had the jar candle like I did, you can actually just put it in your trash can, and it will be taken to the dump and buried in the landfill there. it is, so that is the way that you want to do it. You don't want to keep it. You want it to go to get given back to nature. So, thank you so much for joining me, and take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you on Monday. Blessed be. Amy, in terms of recycling the jar, if you drew on it, unless that's just going to be something that you want to do again and again and again, the same sigils, you're not going to be able to do that. If you did like Scotch tape and pictures, then and if you pour candles, then absolutely you could do that. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.